afternoon. Welcome to Living Simple with Demp here on the homestead. Hey, already, though we've not officially launched this new series, Living Simple with Demp, in the historical Alabama Black Belt, here at my place at Cornwallis. Hey, there's some things that we've already seen that we need to address as we talk about projects all over here on the historical Black Belt area, especially here at Cornwallis. One of the things I noticed that our demographics already are somewhere between 25 and 35 is the major demographics is watching. And then it drops on from 35 to about 60, which is near my age bracket on the upper end. A couple things we want to talk about is we call this series that I'll be doing on how to. How to. All over in my career, I've traveled this great country from the east to the west many times over the last 40 years. I've often joked with people in boardrooms, said, hey, we've lost the art of using tools. I don't care what kind of society we live in today, especially if you're considering living on a homestead, you need to know these basic tools. I'm not going to go in and worry about if you know how to run and do a big construction site, but they're basic things you need to know. Let's look at the first one. The first how-to today is a simple, and I didn't go out and buy a new one. No, I went in there to the barn and pulled one of my about 10, 15 hammers I got out here, and here it is. This is a claw hammer. The reason it's called a claw hammer is because it has a claw. That is designed to hook into a nail and pull it out. Now, a hammer, it doesn't matter what size. They come in all kind of different sizes and weights. Get you a good standard hammer. Hey, go down to your local hardware. Hey, go to Walmart and get one. You don't have to buy a high dollar one, but you're going to need one. If you're going to do a lot of work around a homestead, I suggest you get you a good one. But this is a claw hammer. You notice it has a long handle, and it has a little dip right here on the end. That's so that hand, and I'm right-handed, but whether you're right or left, it doesn't matter. You grip that puppy at the end so you can give that wrist motion. You see a lot of people trying to hold a hammer like this. No good, no good. You'll work yourself to death, especially on a homestead. So, hey, get you a claw hammer and hang on to the bottom and use that wrist for power, for driving that nail in the end on the tip here. It's very flat. Sometimes they'll get wore off, but hey, if you've got that much work going on, you'll get you an even better hammer. We find that the claw hammer is an essential tool here on a homestead. Now, something you need to know about a hammer. A hammer can be both constructive, which means you can build something with it, or it can be destructive, which means you can tear something down by hooking and beating, pulling on it, pulling the nails out, taking it apart, or constructive by putting one together. Now, if you're between the age of 25 and 35, go get you a hammer. Get out there and beat on a board. Drive some nails. Pull some nails. It's a handy tool. It's a necessity on a homestead. Hey, I've got probably 12 or 15 of them. I've got them hanging in here in the shop in the barn. I've got them out there in that truck right there in the back. I got them on the back of that tractor over there. I've got them inside that gator that I drive all over this property on because I'm always needing a hammer. There's nothing worse than getting in a circumstance on a homestead and you need one and you hadn't got one. Let me encourage you, go get a hammer. Keep it with you. Doesn't matter if it's a used hammer. I didn't go buy a new one to show you this. As I go through how-to here, I'm going to use the old tools that I have. Whether it's a measuring tape that we'll be talking about, which is so important to understand how to read a measuring tape. Not many people in America today can. Many young people go on a job, and the first thing they ask to do, can you read a measuring tape within a 1/16 of an inch? And they give you that deer in the headlight look. We're going to talk about that. It's easy done. We're going to talk about how you use a square, a level. Hey, a square and a level is true to life. Everything needs to be square and true vertically and horizontally. By the way, if you know anything about graphics and drawings, all art you see is circles and lines. Circles and lines. So get you a hammer today that we're talking about, and we're going to talk about many different tools. Today, we've talked about a claw hammer. Get you one. Keep one close. Thank you for joining. Hey, do me a favor. Click down below and subscribe to Living Simple with Demp here in the historical Alabama Black Belt. Hey, we're excited about all the response we're getting already. There's going to be a lot of projects. I hope you learned something. Enjoy the content, whether we're feeding the chickens or the new ducks we got coming Friday, or we're planting that garden or working in an orchard or putting in those vineyards. Welcome to Demp Living Simple in the historical Alabama Black Belt, right here at my place called Cornwallis. Living Simple with Demp. Thank you for being a part of the journey.